meeting to order, the Barker Civic Center Commission. First thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes from July. You've all had copies of it, on the minutes.
I move we approve as presented.
It's been moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. The executive director, the interim executive director's report.
So I looked at the July meeting and what was in old business wasn't really relevant anymore. So what I feel is old business are the open positions that we've had open for many months now. Those include the rental liaison, who's the one who helps set up and take down, schedule events. We have one open heritage interpreter position because Bailey left. And then a maintenance position, which was something that's always been open. We just had never filled it because TJ, Austin, and Bailey wanted those extra hours when I was around, and we just worked it out that way. But given the events of upstairs, and we just want to be extra safe with what they are doing, so I think that's something we need to look at filling if the budget allows for it.
A good handyman.
Mm-hmm. Who's certified to do projects or can tackle the more intense things.
Are these things that the city HR will help us with?
Yeah,
They'll post those?
they'll help us fill them. We just need to make sure we have money for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jessica, is there a description for the maintenance person?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there's a description already on file.
Good.
Any other thoughts about old business, things I should have included?
There was a whole packet for the rental liaison packet in there. Are they still good, or can you go through those and take a look?
Yeah, there is a packet from January, I think.
Yeah.
So we can go through and contact the ones we're interested in and see if they're still interested.
It was opened up in December, right? That's when applications came in.
Yeah.
Emily claimed she tried 3 people, but they all turned
She
it down
said
for the last
5.
minute.
Like 5%.
So I don't know.
5th round of interviews.
I don't know
what
either.
that means.
I don't know who those people were.
No.
But I feel like 8 months later, they probably found something.
Yeah.
So we may be starting from scratch.
But you're going to review the ones that came in? Or
Yeah, I'll look through them.
70 some.
Yeah.
Do you want, if we're working a day, if you leave them out, do you want us to,
Yeah.
or if you find a few,
Yeah,
we
that would
could
be
sign off on them or something, you know?
Yeah. There is someone that Emily had offered Bailey's job to, and it's possible that he could be qualified and interested for the rental position, which I see as more important right now, a bigger need than leading tours. So that's something to think about too. I still need to look at his resume. He hasn't gone through any hiring paperwork or drug tests or anything yet, so he just came at a bad time. You know,
Yeah.
He was at our
time.
Monday meeting. Yeah.
Moving on to new business, as we know, Emily resigned a week ago, last Thursday, and I started work here on Friday, and my schedule is really variable. I'm 1 to 2 full days a week, and then random hours here and there, usually nights, just coming in to check on the house and check emails.
How are we on weekends, as far as Saturdays and Sundays, as far as covering during the day?
They're fully staffed.
Okay.
The staff is going to work out the schedule that she had given them, and then it will be Labor Day, so we'll revert to the fall schedule, so then we'll be closed on Sundays.
Oh, okay.
So that'll help too.
That's not that far away now. either.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's Labor Day early this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Oh, is
second,
it?
I believe.
The second.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I volunteered for a couple Sundays, so TJ
Yeah.
isn't
Okay.
alone, because otherwise TJ's
Yeah.
the only
So
one.
we've been all alone, I guess.
Yeah. I don't want him to get any more scary.
Right.
Do you know if we have a wedding on Saturday?
We do not.
Oh, good.
Our next wedding
Okay.
is September 14th, so we have
Okay,
a
good.
few weeks, because,
Yes.
yeah, I was not happy with this right here.
Yeah.
So anyway, that different conversation. HR is going to post the director job on Monday.
Okay.
We spoke kind of informally about really trying to reach the Chicago market and getting qualified people from the city who may be interested in moving to this area. I mean, it pays very well. It's a job people would relocate for, I would think. So we want to try and maybe get with their contacts at the Art Institute, with some of Dion's contacts, and really try and forward it on to those institutions. And maybe we can get someone,
That's a good
you
idea.
know.
So you'll contact Dion.
Yeah,
Great.
We mentioned Indy too. Do you think they can?
yeah.
What's it pay?
It pays 40, I think she was up to 47.5. So it's,
That's decent.
yeah.
For around here
for sure.
especially, yeah.
Yeah, Indy's good too, though.
Absolutely.
Any place in Michigan, you think? I mean, Detroit's the biggest, but Ann Arbor, maybe, I don't know.
I don't have any professional contacts up there, but if any of
No,
you
I
do. Okay, so other new business, Jackie and a team of our trustee volunteers are working on the third floor as we speak. So they're putting back the exhibit cases, creating signage, and it is open to the public. We just have a rope across the main room so they can just kind of look in while they're working, but not get in amongst the artifacts. So Jackie's last day is tomorrow, as you know, so it will be done tomorrow when she leaves. The rugs that were in the basement are now moved to the first floor storage room. They're rolled up. They're on the floor. So they think we need to make a plan for that. So I'm hoping to speak to someone in New York tomorrow. I've sent a couple notes out, when do you have time? But I haven't heard back yet.
As soon as at home,
She's not home.
she's at home.
Oh, she is at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
She went out of the hospital
Okay.
and infection and now she's home.
Okay. So maybe, I think I have her cell, so would that be okay? To call her cell? Okay.
The problem, they're so heavy, I guess, where you put them. Would the Barker Fund be, I know that behind Fifth Third Bank is the new storage area, the old Al's, and it's heated. And could you maybe store some off-site? I don't know.
Let's- Some,
I'm not so sure that the calculations to put them upstairs were entirely accurate.
yeah. When I had left, I was talking to this man, do you remember that man's name who was meeting with me about the rug rack? He was a carpenter.
Randy,
No,
Dennis,
no. I don't know, I'm sure I have it somewhere. But we had devised a plan for, it was going to be 3 separate racks of varying lengths, and 2 of them were going to be attached and braced on the walls, so the weight would be bore by the floor and the walls. And then 1 for the longest rugs was going to be in the middle. And that was all gonna be upstairs in the room next to the archive. So Emily sat in on one of those meetings with him and me, and I don't know why that got scratched, but she bought this rug rack from Gaylord Archival that you can see in the first floor storage
It
room.
weighs 500 pounds, I heard.
It's too tall for any room. It's 16 inches too tall for any other room except the ones with vaulted ceilings, like the first floor storage room. And it's not long enough for the rugs. There are a few tapestries rolled on there right now and a couple little rugs, but the rest of them are too long, so it's not even usable. Also, it hasn't been paid for yet.
Who is
But I was
the-
wondering.
The city. So I'm gonna see if they'll take it back, but they've already thrown away all the packaging and stuff, so, and it's put together, so I don't know.
Find out, the right way to do it. And, either friends or the, foundation. Program, well, okay,
Building the new one?
build or buy either one.
Okay,
Mhm.
awesome.
Build or buy?
You wanna build, that's fine too, if they have a, it may actually make more sense.
It might, because they can actually measure the rugs we have that need to be stored and
Yeah.
build something custom, you
Well,
know.
Jackie had an interesting point too. She said that there are off-site storage places, not necessarily the one here in Al's, but I'm thinking like, would the Art Institute store them for us, given our relationship, and they would have the proper climate control and humidity and all that stuff. You know?
They don't do that.
They don't store?
Well, what they do is they store stuff that you give them.
So we have to give it to them.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be like,
Let's just build something.
okay.
I think there's a case to be made for keeping them on site.
Yeah,
The idea, if you do some with the wall, as far as the weight, instead of just all on the floors.
Yeah.
Where have they been before? I've forgotten what that.
They were up in the room where we were going to store them in, and then they got moved to that place in the basement that where I sent the picture.
Yeah. Find out from the city if what they want to do for friends to pay to install them.
Okay.
My company is licensed in the city, so we had that part covered.
Okay.
So
So you're saying city would cost share on the racks? Is that what you're saying?
but if they are permit, my company for permit, friends will pay my
For
company.
the racks?
I'll get permission from the Friends Board in New York to have my company.
Oh, okay.
build them.
Oh,
Build them.
yeah.
I got it.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To have them made to
We
fit the
do what
rugs
we want,
too.
yeah.
Because
And
we aren't getting any more rugs.
would the welfare of the friends pay for it?
Yeah, Friends,
So the city wouldn't have to go
So
through
you just
the
need to
bid
permit
process.
it.
right, but I just want to make sure that,
Yeah.
The city, no.
you know, I have insurance, I have a permit, I have a license.
And also, perhaps, the city could inquire if that could be returned,
Yeah. I need to make a
Because they
call
bought
about that.
it.
since they haven't paid for it yet. And if we can't use it, and it was relatively expensive.
Yeah.
Well, I would think Gaylord Archival is a reputable
It is.
company,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Right.
Indulge me for a second. Why are these rugs not on floors?
Well, I mean, that's point two. So when I got here 4 years ago, people were still walking on them, and I thought that's not okay,
Why?
because they're artifacts, and every time you put a shoe on them, they're going to deteriorate more and more.
Yeah,
Now, some rugs are the rug like in the dining room, that's an Oriental. Is that an original or is that,
No.
okay, that's,
Any rugs on the floors now are not original.
they've been
so-
recreated to represent the original.
Yeah.
Most
Okay.
of them, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So I had them rolled up and put in that room on the second floor, because I didn't want people walking on them. Something I have seen since then at historic house museums, in rooms that they have ropes, they'll put the rug out, but then they'll roll it, so it's kind of rolled at the back of the room. I don't know if that makes
It's
sense.
partially visible.
Yes.
I think
So
that's a great idea,
We
because,
could revisit that.
yeah, to Fred's point, I mean, it's something that right now is invisible to visitors, but it was,
well, they
Part of the
they lend
mansion.
so much to the
yeah,
ambiance or the
Yeah.
appearance of the rooms as they were.
sure.
Um,
So people could see them, some of them,
Yeah, you wouldn't have to do all, just
Yeah.
one.
maybe rotating bases or whatever.
mhm.
Yeah, we could look at that.
Well, that part of the mansion has been off limits to tours, though, hasn't it?
What part?
Well, the third floor room where you're planning to store them.
We would be storing them next to the archives room on the second floor.
Or second floor. But is that part of it not
No, the
accessible?
public doesn't go
That's
there.
what I'm wondering about, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we, would like to, for people to see them
Yeah,
as part of the mansion.
yeah. I'll look at that partial roll idea too, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good point.
Even just a few would be,
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's room in the third floor ballroom. There's exhibit cases. I mean, I would imagine there's plenty of room up there.
Yeah. Yeah, let me think about that. Pick TJ's brain too.
Yeah.
As far as upcoming events and projects, that's all very fluid right now. There are a lot of events that were on one calendar and not another. There are events that are on a calendar but haven't been publicized. So I'm just working with TJ to try and figure out what the public thinks is out there and what's been marketed versus what we can just kind of put on hold right now while we figure things out.
I heard the root beer float, I thought, well, they're not gonna get, you had almost 100 people for that, they said.
Yeah, they said,
120.
120?
A lot of them showed up the day of.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
How
I never
fun. I
did
would
a
have
million
come.
years talking,
People,
I
yeah.
thought they'd be lucky if they haven't.
This is my husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, husband.
He's one of our volunteers today.
Very good. And I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been volunteering and providing assistance and guidance and time.
Well, sometimes they knew more than we did, but,
It's good though, just
oh yeah, the
to have
support,
someone
We're here.
here, because I think for a long time they were just flying on their own and
they were.
making the best decisions they could. So I think it's good for them to see a presence of someone they can come to if they have a question.
There's really a new energy that I sense in there.
But
People are smiling and
I know
our good volunteers are back.
Pat was happy,
Good.
yeah, so,
That Perry?
no, Pat, it's
Pat and Bruce.
Oh,
she did the Tuesday tour. Lynn and I went on it, just because I've never been on one. Not that I've been on the, the behind the scenes,
Scenes.
yeah, but it was interesting. It's good. We tailed the rear, make sure no one got out of the group. They had a huge group too, they had about 19 or 20, which was a big
nice.
group.
I think we had a nice send-off for Jackie.
That was nice. Huh?
Yeah.
Good.
Her mom seemed very pleased.
Okay, is that your report? Okay, treasurer's report, or does that goes with,
yeah, too.
okay. You have two?
Yeah, one side, one front.
Okay,
I do, I just got this printout of the city budget. Not even looked at it.
why don't you,
There was an item in the last minutes about Emily reviewing the budget with Rich Murphy. Do you know anything about that meeting?
No, I'm meeting with the controller tomorrow with TJ. TJ's been doing all the financials for quite a while. So we're gonna figure out where we're at.
Okay,
okay,
good.
Yeah.
then we can go from there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Rich Murphy is the control.
Yeah. Yeah, he's at the top of the office.
Okay. Was there any, oh, that's a little bit of old business. Anything else that we've missed? Old
I've
business?
got one question that's old business. So I was working on some social media with the prior volunteers, yes, and or intern. And has she changed the admin? Did she change the admin person
No.
for our Facebook page?
No, so our IT department has been in communication with Facebook about
Right.
trying to get control of that.
I know someone's still making posts on our Facebook page.
Oh, really?
So when I spoke with Ursula, I said, well, could you at least temporarily put, see, there's an administrator and then there are editors.
Mm-hmm.
And could you add TJ as an editor before you leave? And I'm assuming she must have, and maybe TJ's making the posts.
I don't know.
Or maybe they were scheduled in advance.
Yeah, that must be.
They might have been scheduled in advance, yes. So that's some, I'm glad you're having the IT look into it. Yeah, good.
It looks to me that the only, number that's, moving over budget is, seasonal wages.
She's used 79%.
Yeah. I mean, that's what pretty much,
That's not, this number isn't right though.
alright,
So, yeah, there's something wrong between
Yeah.
those two categories. Okay. Yeah. Good catch though.
That's the city budget.
You need a copy? You want a copy of this? Okay.
I got anytime I want.
Lucky you.
You have a copy.
Yeah.
Okay. Any new business
Okay.
or more old business? Okay. Any new business?
What's that mean?
Oh, well, I was thinking that we had to go to Tom's treasurer report, but it's for the next
Next
meeting.
I'm
so-
not the treasurer of, the mansion.
Yeah, no, that's why I went like that.
Okay.
I'm chopping my own head off.
Okay, the next meeting, the date?
Let's see.
Third Thursday? Or do we
Of
wanna-
September, do we want to do September?
It's the 19th.
September 19th?
It's the third Thursday.
I will not be here, but that's okay. I will be out of town.
I might be out of town that day
Okay.
too.
Do you want to do
The 20th.
26th or the 12th?
I'm not-
What do you think?
I'm
What do
out of town the 12th.
you- Okay,
26 is okay for me.
26th then.
I think it could be okay for me.
Okay for me.
Okay.
10 a.m., the 27th.
And if you need to call any other feel free to
Okay.
rope us in. Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Do we have a second? Okay, meeting is adjourned.
Aye.
Aye.